We've seen it at the pump. The price of oil has shot up since the war started with Iran. The International Energy Agency announced a historic release of oil reserves to try and mitigate fears of a shortage. The United States has also released reserves. So let's go live to Scripps News Group national correspondent Joe St. George. And Joe, will any of these moves actually stop gas prices from climbing?
That's the big question, right? I mean, these are historic moves, but it's a historic period in time. I mean, we've never seen, as the International Energy Agency said yesterday, we've never seen the global markets be disrupted like they have been the last several days. Now, we're not at record territory, right? It's not as if barrels of oil are trading at record levels. The record high for a gallon of gasoline in the U.S. is a little over $5 a gallon from a few years ago. National average this morning hovering around $3.60 a gallon. So we're not in record territory in terms of what we're paying, but we are in record territory in terms of volatility, with the International Energy Agency releasing 400 million barrels of oil over the coming weeks, the U.S. Department of Energy releasing 172 million barrels of oil in the coming weeks. These are big numbers. However, the instability in the Middle East continues. I'm not sure it's going to make much of a difference as long as we're still seeing oil tankers on fire, energy facilities targeted by the Iranians successfully. Overnight, Iran launched a number of successful attacks. It's clear their strategy is invoke pain on the world by hitting energy targets in the Middle East, the Strait of Hormuz, which is where give or take 20% of the world's oil flows through on a normal given day. It's still frozen there. And this morning on CNBC, the Secretary of Energy said that the U.S. Navy has been unable to escort any ships out of the Strait of Hormuz yet. So the instability continues. That being said, President Trump is projecting confidence and optimism. Take a listen to what he told reporters last night.
They are pretty much at the end of the line. Doesn't mean we're going to end it immediately, but they've got no Navy, they've got no Air Force, they've got no anti-air traffic, anything. They have no systems of control. And now we're going to look very strongly at the Straits. The Straits are in great shape. We've knocked out all of their boats. They have some missiles, but not very many. I think we're in very good shape.
The president projecting confidence. Analysts, though, in the energy markets disagree. We're expecting another day of volatility, guys, when it comes to oil.
Yeah, and Joe, there's been reporting that law enforcement was told by the FBI that Iran may use offshore boats to launch drones and target sites in California. Is this threat credible, and what are officials saying?
Well, nothing's imminent, but it certainly has taken California officials, it's made California local police departments on guard. We've always been, the Department of Homeland Security, there is always a threat to the homeland whenever the U.S. engages in a global conflict. This morning there's reports of Iran engaging in cyber attacks. That's one way to hit the U.S. They're already hitting pain at the pump with gas prices. This would be certainly an escalation, but if that would ever occur, then you would risk escalating the U.S. military upping the ante, and that may not be a fight that Iran wants to engage in. But there's always a chance of a lone wolf scenario playing out, and a drone threat in California is at least a threat local officials in California are taking seriously.